Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today I just want to lend your ear for a few minutes and I just want to talk about one of my favourite characters in the Warhammer IP, and that is none other than Constantin Valdor. Now, I recently just finished his book, Birth of the Imperium, which is absolutely mind-blowingly insane. It is all about Constantin Valdor. It's happening at the end of the Unification Wars on Terra. It's completely packed with so many awesome, amazing moments. I will be going over a few of them in this video, so, you know, slight spoiler warning for those of you who haven't read it. But for those who have read it, you'll understand where I'm coming from. He's just this whole different type of character, which I can kind of connect to as someone who's very, very loyal to the Emperor, because that is all Valdor has. He just has his loyalty to the Imperium and to the Emperor of mankind. So let's jump in and let's talk a little bit about Constantin Valdor. Now, we all know that the Adeptus Custodes are special, but I think Constantin Valdor is the special of the special. And what I mean by that is that even before he was a custodian, we actually get a little hint to his origins in this book. And it actually states that the Emperor moved whole armies and expended a massive amount of resources just to get Valdor to turn him into what he is. So right off the bat, straight away, that is like an alarm in my head that states the Emperor rates this guy. He actually puts him up there. He is very, very important to the Emperor. Now, if you are very, very important to the Emperor, that must mean you are a very, very important person, because the Emperor kind of casts people aside and stuff. You know, we did see it with some of the Primarchs. You know, he does refer to them as weapons these days. You know, I know he was going around calling them sons and stuff, but that was just means to an end. I know there's different takes on that, but he really, really, really needs Valdor. He respects Valdor. He has a relationship with Valdor which he doesn't have really with anyone else. Well, I say anyone else. You could argue that of course Malcador is in that kind of triumphant of the Emperor. Valdor and of course Malcador, those three together are basically the spear point of the Imperium. Now, what I like about him so much is his loyalty. It's his loyalty to the Emperor, to the Emperor's ideals. He will follow them without question, literally without question. And this is the thing that separates him even from Primarchs, because the Primarchs can sometimes second guess their father. Of course, this is what happened with the Horus Heresy. They can betray him. Valdor is not like that. The Custodes are not like that, but Valdor is the pinnacle of that. And in a way, that's kind of a bit of a sad tale as well, because it's noted in this book that some of Valdor's enemies actually laugh at him because of that. They actually feel sorry for him because he doesn't have this emotion where he can go and think for himself, do things for himself, see the right, see the wrong in certain people. He can't make his judgments on that. It's all down to what the Emperor wants. It's his way to follow, and follow blindly. And in a way, that could be perceived as a weakness, but I perceive it as a strength, because that way your head can't be turned. You are on the road and you are going forward, and there's nothing that's going to make you turn left or right. You are going to reach that goal, and you're going to do it in glorious fashion. And a perfect example of this is the Thunder Warriors. Now, Valdor massively respected the Thunder Warriors. The Thunder Warriors had a rank called Primarch. I know it's kind of confusing, this bit, but their generals were called Primarchs. This was before Primarchs like Rogel Dawn and stuff, so it's just a title. And he respected them. There was one called Ushatan, who he really, really respected, you know, the way of his warfare and stuff like that. But when it came time to basically get rid of them, there's a lot more to this, by the way. I'm just sugarcoating it at the moment, because of course, for those of you who don't know, the Thunder Warriors, their genes were breaking down. They were going like berserk, murderous. Some were just like stopping completely in the middle of battle, just not doing anything. They were like having mental breakdowns, ripping, you know, friends apart and stuff like that. So of course the Thunder Warriors had to go, and when that order came through, the Custodes carried it out, and of course Valdor was at the spear tip of that, getting rid of it. Even though he had massive respect for these people, whatever the Emperor says, do it, he does it straight away. He gets in there, no questions asked, no remorse, no nothing. He gets in, does the job, and then gets out. And as I said, I see Valdor as part of the triumphant Malcador, the Emperor, and Valdor. So this, of course, gives him a lot of information. The Emperor trusts him with a lot of information. He knows about Chaos, he knows about the games. Malcador actually makes a comment like the enemy likes to make games, and this is kind of the base of the foundation of the Blood games for the Custodes as well, for those of you who didn't know, because he was like, okay, the enemy likes to play games, well, we're going to have our own games to make sure we're ready for their games. So again, that was like the foundation of the Blood games, which I thought was very, very cool. But to have trust, to have complete trust like that off the Emperor about Chaos, that is massive. You know, he didn't tell the Primarchs about this. He didn't tell his War Master or anything. Well, I say he didn't. He actually did tell a couple of Primarchs, excuse me. But most of the Primarchs didn't know about it. Of course, like Magnus knew and stuff, because Magnus with his, you know, warp magic and everything, of course, he knew about all these, like, you know, demons and everything like that. But, you know, there was some of his so-called sons, again, I'm doing that in quotation marks, who he didn't trust with this information. So to trust someone like Constantin Valdor, not to trust basically beings that have been created from your own genetic essence, is a kind of a statement saying, you know, I have utter trust in this person because I know he won't betray me. And when it comes to his battle prowess, I'm just amazed by everything he does. Like, the way he's been written so far, he's basically just a demigod. He really is. Now, I know there's a lot of talk about can Valdor fight a Primarch. I actually see Valdor the same level as a Primarch, if not better, because of the experience that he has. It'd be really, really interesting at the Siege of Terra to see if they actually go down that road and maybe put him against a Primarch, maybe like a Demon Primarch, because that would probably be a true test. There's normal Primarchs like the Lion and Dawn who haven't been given over to corruption, and then you have like the Demon Primarchs who are kind of a whole different level, because they have their Primarch stuff, and then they have you know, the powers of the warp that's been infused in them as well. So it'd be kind of cool to see that kind of play out if it did happen. I would absolutely love him personally to take on a Primarch to see what he's really, really capable of, because all the enemies we've seen him dispatch so far haven't been on his tier. We've seen him actually take out a Primarch, but then again, I'm referring to the other Primarch, the Thunder Warrior title of a Primarch, not Primarch like in Rogue or Dawn. So we've seen him take out one of those big warriors who was, you know, like a big powerhouse of a guy. You know, he was like the best of the Thunder Warriors. He took him down with ease. It was like, you know, he was moving so fast, the Thunder Warrior couldn't keep track of him. That is just how much of a different level this chap is. He's just brilliant. Even in the Horus Heresy book, Saturnine, when the Custodes actually take to the field and start fighting in a small skirmish against the Death Guard deploy like these massive, huge demons, which are like the size of like warhounds and stuff like that, and the Custodes, you know, go out and meet them, and Constantin Valdor is there, you know, at the front, leading his boys, and, you know, he's moving around, he's killing, he's ripping things apart. The really, really cool thing about him is that he has a spear called the Apollonian Spear, I think it's called, Apollonian Spear, no, Apollonian Spear, something like that. But this spear gives him the ability to see the truth behind the person who he kills. So when he's going around killing all these bloody demons and everything like that, he's seeing the truth behind their motives. He's learning about Chaos. He sees what they want, and of course that's feeding him, and that's giving him a better sense of really how to go down there, how to kill him, how to purge them better. He's just incredible. I love everything about him. And as I said, since like the Emperor moved basically mass resources to acquire him, he's been there since like the start. He was the first. He was the first of the Emperor's true loyal servants. So the amount of knowledge this guy knows, the amount of secrets he knows where all the things are swept under the rug. He's probably been doing the sweeping, to be completely fair, you know, as this Emperor's, you know, basically the Emperor's weapon manifest. I see Valdor. Whatever the Emperor wants purged, he sends Valdor to go and do it, because Valdor is basically his sword when he can't be the sword, because the Emperor's going off and doing, you know, a million different things and trying to organize everything. So it's left to Valdor to be that weapon on the battlefield, to bring justice, to bring death, to bring destruction to the enemies of the Imperium. Alright chaps, I think I'll end it there before I really start losing myself over Constantin Valdor. He's an amazing character, he really is. I'm so inspired by him. One of the main reasons, if not the main reason, why I love Custodes so much is just because of the personality of this guy. He's so stoic, he's so loyal, he is the Emperor's hand in everything. You know, he just gets the job done, and he does it in glorious glorious fashion. I'd like to get your thoughts and feedback about Valdor. Do you think he's good? Do you think he's great? What do you expect him to do in the future? We know, of course, he disappears. Is there anything out there for Valdor to return in the current storyline? Imagine if we got a new Valdor model in Warhammer 40,000. I'm just going to say this now. This may be heresy to a lot of people. I would prefer a Valdor model over a Primarch model. I know, you know, oh my god, Valrak, I really would. That is how much I love Valdor. Would I go even as far as to say I would prefer Valdor to come back than Rogel Dawn? Oh my good holy emperor, that is definitely walking the line of heretical thoughts for me. I don't think I can give an answer because it may be heretical answer. Right, that's enough from me. Thank you for coming, thank you for watching. Leave your thoughts, feedback, everything like that down below, and we'll have a nice little chat down there as we always do. See you now, and bye bye.